We are saying goodbye to September, the final day of the month. We're already on to October, but this week looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does look pretty good. It's cloudy in the 60s to 70s, but overall not too bad. If you like the weekend, I think you'll like for what we have for much of the week.
I did like the weekend.
Yeah, 70s felt nice.
Yeah, it was great. Saturday, I think, was a better day of the weekend, but Sunday, if you went for a long run like myself, Sunday was also nice, too, because it wasn't as hot. It's a comfortable week ahead. Remember, 60s to 70s for some of us, and then there's also some rainfall, by the way, some, not a lot, and most of that comes through Tuesday evening and into Wednesday. After that front clears, we actually see a decent warm-up, 70s on Friday, Saturday, and even into Sunday, too. These are the more likely candidate in terms of days to be warmer than the norm, and normal was at about 68 degrees, which doesn't feel too bad this time of year, but we may be in the mid to perhaps even upper 70s as we round out the week, the work week, rather. Otherwise, temperatures are at the norm or cooler than that. Right now, we're at 54 degrees in Boston, 48 this morning for you in Norwood, so awfully cool. Grab the light jacket or the long sleeve. 58 in Worcester, and even upper 40s to low 50s across Cape Cod and the islands. Let's go hour by hour and get you going through a Monday. Overall, again, cloudy, but we do see 60-degree temperatures, so some sun, but most of that will be farther towards the north and west where the clouds are breaking across south central Vermont and New Hampshire. 70 in Brockton today at about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and as the sun begins to set, our temperatures, of course, start to drop back down. The fog and the clouds roll back in tonight and early tomorrow. There may be a stray shower or two through portions of Rhode Island and North Attleboro. Otherwise, it's dry because of this area of high pressure that we see overhead. Here comes the cold front. This would be Tuesday evening and into Wednesday, which would up our chance of rainfall, but not by too much. And we'll talk about those amounts coming up in the second half of the show. 64 for a high temperature tomorrow. That's due to that onshore wind at 15 miles an hour. So that does bring in the cooler air that sits out over the Atlantic. Otherwise, if you're across the interior, it's mid to upper 60s tomorrow. So here comes that cold front and showers associated with it. Upper 60s across the capital district of New York Wednesday, 64 here at home. But because there's so much drier air in place, I don't think we see a lot of rainfall race on through. Remember, we'll talk amounts and if you can turn off that sprinkler coming up at about 6:45. October the 1st starts tomorrow, and we're right at 64 degrees, so we're cooler than the norm. But remember, it's a temporary cool because Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are likely days in the upper 60s, so maybe even mid-70s. It still feels like fall, but perhaps early fall, early September instead of early October this weekend. Guys.
Okay, Tevin, thank you.